Hello there, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. New York Comic Con is on the books, in the pocket, out of sight. But there were a huge number of awesome items that were revealed over the weekend. You want to hear what the top 100 most wicked ones were? Well, I'm going to tell you about them right now. What better way to kick things off than with the one item I was most impressed by, and that is this beautiful monstrosity that is the Transformers 1986 diorama statue. Call it what you will, but call it an absolutely incredible tribute to the greatest cinematic movie ever made, and yes, I will fight you on that claim. This I just fell in love with. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I can guarantee you it's gonna be a lot. Because this is limited to I think 101 pieces, and judging by the size of it and the heft and the work that goes into it, I mean, we got to be talking well over $1,000. I don't know, 2,000? It really doesn't matter. Whether it was 1,000 or 10,000, your boy here ain't buying it. But I can happily look at it and just think, golly, that looks pretty. Like a water slide on a hot day. I'm like, I really want to go on that. But instead, I'll enjoy it from afar. Folks, at this time, I'd like to take a little pause for the cause and tell you all about this channel's sponsor, Legendsverse. And if you've watched any video on here, I'm sure you've probably heard that name before, or you might have heard it elsewhere because a lot of people are talking about this particular website. What does Legendsverse do? Well, I'll answer that question with a question. What doesn't it do? If you want to catalog and curate your action figure collection, then Legendsverse has you covered. Not just by ticking the boxes of what you got, but it tells you what it's worth, what it's going for now, what you would have bought it for. It tracks the prices through eBay and algorithms and clever things that I don't understand. You got galleries so that you can look at everything that you've ordered. You can track what you've pre-ordered, where you've pre-ordered it from. It's very satisfying. For someone with my kind of brain, I love putting things into like categories and orders, and I have dove down my own personal rabbit hole with this for the longest times, and it's a fun way to while away an evening, cataloging your collection, seeing how much it's worth, and also finding a few grails that you didn't know existed, like the Walgreens exclusive Ben Reilly Sensational Spider-Man from 2013, I think it was, that I could just order on eBay, but now I think the thrill is in the chase. I'll find it in the wild one day. In the meantime, though, I can put it in my want list right here on Legendsverse and just let the games begin. And if you want to enjoy the same kind of fun that I am right now, and look at what a happy Genki son of a gun I am, a lot of that is due to Legendsverse. You can be a part of that by going and giving them a try. Check them out, tell them Dave sent you. Now let's go to something a little bit more affordable, but still within the Transformers wheelhouse. We have the Star Wars Transformers mashup, this time with The Mandalorian. And normally I don't like those mashups because I just I try to headcanon everything, and I'm like, why is Chewbacca the Wookiee turning into a spaceship? That doesn't make sense. Are there people inside him piloting Chewbacca? That's what is going on. But at least with The Mandalorian, he's got a robotic looking kind of helmet, so it feels like it makes more sense as a Transformer. I know, I overthink these things. Jada Toys showed off a bunch of Scooby-Doo figures. We got Shaggy and Scoobs. We got you too. I don't know. Sorry, I shouldn't have jumped into that Shaggy impression. I didn't even prep myself for it. That was terrible. But Jada Toys were ready, prepped and prepared to make some nice looking action figures. And they've done that. Not just doing Shaggy and Scooby, but a couple of the monsters as well. Even with the reveal faces too. I'm sure they're probably going to do Fred, Daphne, Velma, maybe Scrappy-Doo, some other monsters. If you're a Scooby-Doo fan, you might want to start putting some money aside, because knowing Jada, they're probably going to go all in on this. Right now, when I see those villain reveals, I can just see myself being like, let's see who really spent all your money. Ha! It was Dave from Model-Behaviour, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Now my favorite company, Mezco. They had a whole bunch of stuff to show off, starting with this Hugh Jackman Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. A whole bunch of companies, SH Figuarts, Marvel Legends of course, and a few other ones in between, have made figures of this dude, but I think this might be the best looking one. There's no bias here, just personal opinion, but this Hugh Jackman face, even from the one little itty bitty picture, looks mighty nice to me. And then creating the costume as well, it doesn't look pleathery, which is reassuring. Hopefully it's built to last. I don't know, actually, is it pleathery? I can't tell. I don't trust pleather. And speaking of not trusting pleather, I like the look of this Captain America classic cap, and I kind of want him, but at the same time, he's got the pleather underpants, and we don't want peeling underpants, folks. Not in our patriotic star-spangled heroes. I'm on the fence with this guy. I love everything about him, except for the pleather pants. Then we have Art the Clown. Absolutely not. Do I? No. What is it with you people who want terrifying, scary clowns in your room? No. But Samurai Jack, however, I didn't know they were doing this. Gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack. I do like that. And Ghostface from Scream as well. I think he was revealed quite a while ago. So was Conan. Unless it was a different company. I know Super 7 have done Conan too. Am I thinking of that? Is this a new reveal? I can barely keep up. I don't even know what I'm doing in my world, let alone toy companies. Which is terrible for someone who tries to base their entire channel on toy news. But here we are. Then we got Doc Savage as well. He actually looks pretty badass, actually. I kind of dig this guy. And then we got the Ghost with the Most Babe. And this one, just like with Wolverine, every company under the sun has been making Beetlejuice figures. From NECA to SH Figuarts and a whole bunch of others. But this Mezco one, I think it might be the best, I gotta say. Then, of course, if you're getting Wolverine, you can have Deadpool to go with him. Deadpool, I don't really get excited about reveals of this costume because we've seen it a bajillion times before. But still looks nice. And then this... Be still my beating heart. This Thor was a figure that I've been manifesting for the longest time. I've been wanting Mezco to do a classic Thor. The Mafex classic Thor was too small for me. The Revoltech Thor is cool, but he's more modern. This is what I've been wanting. You can see from the picture it's still pending licensor approval, but hey, when they get that approval and this thing goes into production, yeah, I'll be putting my money down. Now we're going into the Rumble Society. We got Tangerine, who looks like this great 70s exploitation cinema type character. Bit of a Heroes for Hire, Misty Knight vibe as well. Badass for hire. I was like, I see what you've done there. She looks super fun. And we're getting the Frog Butler from Doc Nocturnal. I didn't get Doc Nock, and it's not a shame. Like, you gotta make tough decisions sometimes. You gotta just, put money on things like food and rent and occasionally underwear. I haven't done the latter for a long time, but the Frog Butler, oh, he does look cool. And we got this dude who I think is a repackage of the Gangrene Estates guy, but with different weapons and a different mask, and he does look suitably terrifying. Then, to go with your Tangerine, we got Agent Gomez 1975, or Shaft Gomez, Richard Roundtree. This is wacky and so silly, and also really, really cool. Totally fitting the Mezco aesthetic. Then, going back to Doc Nock, it's probably for the best that I missed out on Doc Nocturnal, because there's so many things you can get already to bulk out his universe. We had the two crayfish lobster villains, and then we got the big reveal of the muscle of the group, the big hook-handed crab guy. They're so fun. I really dig them. Plus, crustaceans are kind of unsettling when they're grown up to human proportions. Doesn't look right. And then to round out to round out the charges for your Doc Nocturnal collection, they're doing the car as well. I mean, we all assumed they would do. We'd seen it kind of previewed and hinted at, but here it is in all its glory, and it looks so good. It's got hidden compartments with machine guns and light up functions, and oh, I'm talking about things that I'm not going to get, but oh my goodness, if you do, then can I come over and play with them? Like, I take good care of them, I promise. I just want to have them in hand, So then we're moving on to McFarlane, and McFarlane have shown off this Lord of the Rings, let me try and pronounce this, the War of Rohirrim. Yeah, we'll go with that. The War of Rohirrim playset, which is an impressive looking cardboard. It looks like a cardboard playset that you will put together, a little bit of paper craft, and I kind of like that. It's a cute, unusual thing. So the figures on here are 3.75 inch scale. I didn't realize these are from an upcoming animated project. Then a quick Google search I should have done before talking about them revealed, oh yeah, that's what they are. But yeah, for a fun diorama set, I think that's kind of cool. That's something a little bit outside the box. So I got a lot of time for that. And speaking of outside the box, Batman versus King Kong. We'll answer the question, With prep time, could Batman defeat King Kong? Obviously, the answer is yes. Well, we don't know. I'm sure it's there must be a comic book. I know that there's a Godzilla versus the JLA comic book that I really do want to read. I assume they're bringing in King Kong as well. I mean, they're all under the Warner Brothers Legendary Monster Universe banner. So why not have fun with it? So I saw the preview picture, which was of Batman, standing across from King Kong. And I was like, wow, King Kong's got to be massive. And then I realized that no, that's little baby Batman that you get. So you can have this small little Batman to put with King Kong. It looks like Kong is just a statue. So I'm guessing maybe there's a licensing thing where McFarlane don't have the licensing rights to make an articulated action figure of Kong. They can just do a statue. Or maybe it's just McFarlane who, hates articulation. We don't know. Now, one for the big money spenders. We've got the Lego X Mansion. This was rumored and hinted at for so long. It's finally hit. And it looks so good. It really does. This is another one of those ones that Dave's going to have to just try and stay away from all toy stores, all Lego shops, any temptation. I mean, the fact that I just won't have the money on me will probably help. But I mean, that's what credit cards are for, am I right? Model behavior does not endorse or condone reckless spending, all right? But we do encourage it. This looks great. I've got the Home Alone house, and it looks like there are similar components, the way that this is put together. But for me, it's the Easter eggs. It's the little itty-bitty details that are going to be crammed into this thing. That's just going to make it an absolute joy to put together. So many minifigures as well that are going to come with it. Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! That's going to look the bomb right there. And also, we then have Jada showing off all of their Street Fighter characters. And when I say all of their Street Fighter characters, I literally mean all of their Street Fighter characters. The whole gang is here. And by heck, they look so good. I was tempted to stop getting the Street Fighter line. I was like, do I really need these? I don't know. And then I saw them all together. And I was like, yes. Yes, I do. There was never any question. I'm not going to get the alternate Player 2 costumes, he says, while also thinking, well, the pink Chun-Li does look good. And the blue costume Ryu... No, not Ryu. Blue costume Guile. I'm going to have to get that because that's my favorite. So it's a slippery slope. But seeing them all together, like in these pictures and in this video, well done. Well done, Jada. You nailed it. And you're not even done there because they're also doing Flintstones, not just Flintstones, but breakfast cereal. Breakfast cereal mascots. Because why the heck not? We're getting a couple of great-looking animated Fred and Barney figures from Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles. And then also we're getting, well, we already have Chester Cheetah with his Cheerios. He's already, joined us. But we're getting Tony the Tiger as well. The apparently gay icon, Tony the Tiger. I didn't know that until I saw like a little article about it. That's kind of amusing. So yeah, you know what I'll say about all these figures? They're really good looking figures. Yeah, just when you think I'm going to go left, I go right. Now then, we got the Ghostbusters Haslab. This is one that a few people are debating. What are they debating about? The thing that we always debate about. The price. It's a lot of money, about $400. But it is a really cool looking Ecto one, especially for me. It's the fact that you can deck it out like Ghostbusters 2. I know that Ghostbusters 2 was not a great... It wasn't a bad sequel. It was just the fact that they didn't do anything original, really. They just retold the same Ghostbusters story. It's like at the end of the first movie, they just hit the reset button and went, let's do it all again. So that was a bit disappointing, but I still love Ghostbusters 2. And the fact that you can have the Ecto one completely laden down with all the LEDs and all the stuff that goes on the roof, I do love it. And you got a Rick Moranis figure as well. I got a lot of love for that. Then something completely different. Gridiron Studios showed off a couple of their bipedal mechs that of course are just tailor-made to go with your G.I. Joe characters. I love it that we have third-party companies that make awesome, I ran out of words, third party. Yeah, like non-licensed. There you go. Non-licensed vehicles and accessories that you can then put with your G.I. Joe figures. That's wonderful. And Sesame Street are getting the Tin Toy sort of versions of their characters. This is just a one-off picture. It wasn't even revealed at Comic-Con the real figures, but I love the Blitzway Carbotics figures. They've done Disney ones as well. So going for the Sesame Street gang now, I wouldn't want them, but I just admire the artistry that goes into them. And Jada, they keep coming and they don't stop coming. Showing off all their Mega Man? Yeah, I was going to say Mighty Man. It's not even a thing. Showing off their Mega Man collection. I think a few of these might be the first time that they've been seen in person at Comic-Con. A few of them are already available, but I was never a Mega Man kid because I didn't get into console gaming until the Sega Mega Drive. And then I grew up in a Sega household. But I know that there's a huge generation that just eat, sleep, and breathe Mega Man, and oh, you're going to be buying all these, aren't you? I can't say I blame you. Now from Haslab and Crab Studio, we've got this stunning looking diorama set, which is like a creepy, is it a dock, like a boathouse, or like a riverside bar? I mean, I'm trying to like make out what it's recreating exactly. I mean, it just looks... It looks creepy. It looks like somewhere down the bayou. Like maybe you want to throw in like Leatherhead or something there, or a Texas Chainsaw kind of thing. Hella expensive, $385. Still cheaper than the Ecto one though, so that is a consideration. But I'm a sucker for 1/12 scale dioramas, and the amount of detail and little bits and pieces that go in here, it looks gorgeous with the LED lights as well. Did I mention the toilet? It's got a toilet. Yeah, there's a lot to consider there. Maybe if the toilet has a bidet, then it'll be worth the money. Then also got a few G.I. Joe reveals as well. One here that I just want to point out. Also, I kept forgetting to say, you know, a lot of these pictures, a lot of them are just pictures that people posted on the Model Behaviour Facebook group, so I don't know the origins of them. But a lot of other pictures I found on Instagram from guys like Preternia and Find My Figures, Toy Shiz. So if I share any pictures from there, I'll make sure that the names of the creators are in full view so you can see this is who it was. So go and give them a follow and, you know, pay your dues and say, hey, Model Behaviour sent me. And actually, no, don't tell them. They'll be like, geez, that guy. But yeah, go and follow the folks who shared these pictures with the world. God bless you. So yeah, we've got this badass Cobra perimeter. Cobra perimeter. I'm not editing that. And Trench Viper. I was trying to work out what that box was at first. I was like, is that a porta potty? Don't know why I've got toilets on the brain, but there you go. But no, it's not a porta potty. It's a perimeter guard post. And with that in mind, I think it looks kind of fun. Got a huge, like, is it a, you know, I don't know what you call it, like an anti-tank type gun, and yeah, with the sandbags. G.I. Joe fans, I hope you got space. That's what I'm telling you. And then we can't stay away from Jada. They just keep making amazing things. I finally finished watching Cyberpunk, and I'm so glad I did. You were all telling me to finish watching it, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. Well, I finally got to it. And I was like, why didn't you tell me to watch it before? You were like, we did, Dave. And I was like, okay. That conversation never happened, but the show did, and it slapped so hard. And these figures, I know we had them kind of revealed before, but just seeing them in the bright light of day, gosh, they look so good. Then speaking of looking good, there are things that debatably looking good. I know that people fall on either side of the fence here. It's the McFarlane Marvel statues, and they showed off the plans for a whole bunch more. So first of all, we're getting another Spider-Man. Their Spider-Man ones generally do look pretty cool. I love that all of these are recreating more famous comic book covers. We're getting Sam Wilson, Captain America. We're getting Cyclops, who looks like it's Jim Lee, X-Men 1 Cyclops again, so we're building out. Maybe I should get on board with those. No, I don't need them. Actually, what am I saying? No, I don't need them. But just the image, the idea of them doing the whole spread of X-Men 1, that would look pretty amazing. Then we're getting Daredevil and Storm as well, so those look great. Then a whole bunch of more McFarlane DC figures, animated style. Lobo, Robin, that dude, the Atom, isn't it? That's it. Flash, Batman, and Recovery Suit Superman. I might skim through these a little bit because, you know, the photos are just taken from afar, so they're not like the glamorous promo shots. Then we're getting Orion, Battlecat, Zibbity-Doo, and another version of Superman. Is it first appearance Superman? With the black on the red S, maybe? We'll go with that. And of course, Darkseid from Justice League. And I know they're just recreating the movie version, but his waist is so small. I know that must have been what it was in the movie, but it looks like he's a burlesque dancer. Like they've just like ratcheted him into a corset. I mean, fair play. Darkseid clearly looks after his figure. Then Mondo was showing off their Mirage black, white, and red turtles. They look like a fun set. They really do, but we're not exactly starved for Turtles figures at the moment. Mondo also just announced how many more collaborations they've got coming up. They're going to be doing gargoyles. They're going to be doing more of the real Ghostbusters figures. We've seen a few of those already. They're going to be matching up with Turtles again, so just more Turtles stuff. And then they showed their Buzz Off. Is it Buzz Off? Yeah. It's Buzz Off, and my goodness, they're Masters of the Universe 1/6 scale figures. They're glorious, man. I mean, the He-Man looks great himself, but the monsters, Beastman, Skeletor, this Buzz Off right here, they look incredible. Going over to Batman, the animated series, they showed off the Scarecrow as well. He looks great, really creepy in some of their facial designs and shots and whatnot. Great looking stuff. Really, really great looking stuff. Mondo are also doing an Alien collaboration, so I'm imagining kind of a chunky, bespoke Mondo-style Alien. That could be a lot of fun. They're teaming up to do Naruto Shippuden, Yu-Gi-Oh!, a Goofy movie. They're wetting their beak in everything. They really, really are. Then NECA are going to go back to the well with their Nightmare Before Christmas figures. They're going to re-release a bunch of these. From what I understand, these did come out before, and now they're just doing them again. Because Nightmare Before Christmas has proven itself to be extremely timeless. People are always going to love that franchise. They've made figures for them already. Why not put them out again? And then we had NECA showing off more of their Ninja Turtles figures. And these just, they keep on coming. The hits keep on coming, man. So I don't know a lot of the wacky comic book characters. My Ninja Turtles knowledge is pretty limited. Got a great bunch of pictures from Toy Shiz over here, as you can see from the watermark right there. Go give them a follow if you want to be up to date with your toy news. I like to think that Model Behavior is pretty up to date with good news and stuff, but really Instagram is where it's at for the creators who are just putting stuff out probably before the companies even know that they've announced it. I'm sure sometimes McFarlane will open up Instagram and be like, oh, shucks, did I do that? Yeah, Britannia posted about it. So yeah, we got Krang, Shredder. I don't know what the source origins are for these. Ninja Turtles Adventures. Okay, well, that's from the wacky comic books. Then we got the animated style ones. We've got Raphael in superhero costume. We got weird little white monster things with purple arms and legs. I don't know. We got April O'Neil, first appearance, I think. April O'Neil from the Mirage comics. I think this is first appearance style. Weird Stegron dinosaur guy. I don't know, but I like what I'm looking at, especially the wacky monsters. They're always so much fun. Then over to SH Figuarts, we're getting a new Peter Parker. They have released the full-on promo images for this guy. He's my spirit animal. I love that middle-aged Peter Parker. Also, I just think that the Peter Parker with the full mask on and the full Spider-Man gear, that's just a great-looking Spider-Man right there. People, myself included maybe, think that the Mafex 185 Spider-Man is the best action figure Spider-Man, but this one is actually really, really good looking. Just in full Spider-Man gear, I think he looks the business. It's a really, really great one there. Interestingly, Nacelle are doing some Star Trek figures. I didn't know that they were dipping their toes in that. But is that Captain Janeway? If it is, then I got time for that. It looks like Janeway, I think. I enjoyed Voyager. That was the one Star Trek show I actually watched pretty regularly. We're getting some My Hero Academia figures from SH Figuarts as well. Some more stuff from One Piece. A lot of these were revealed in promo pictures, but it's just cool seeing them in person. And then, of course, NECA are also doing a full set of What We Do in the Shadows. And yeah, these cartoony, caricature kind of versions of the characters, I think they capture the essential likenesses of the characters really, really well. I very much enjoy What We Do in the Shadows. I still haven't seen the most recent season, so I need to get back onto that. But honestly, anything with Matt Berry in, I'm going to watch and probably belly laugh my way through. Also from Shop Culture Fly. I didn't know the name of these creators until now. It's an interesting one. They're doing this animated style, creepy looking Beetlejuice statue. Just manic and wild and bizarre, and I really dig this. I like it. I don't know what I would do with it. Well, put it on my shelf most likely. That's what you do with things like that. But yeah, I just love all the things they've crammed into this one weird cartoony version of Beetlejuice. I think that's kind of awesome. Then going over to Diamond Select, and they're showing off a couple of Walking Dead figures that got coming up. Not even the figures, just the characters themselves. So we're going to be getting a wave 3. So Glenn and Maggie. Why did they have to use that picture of Glenn? We all know what's coming next. Oh gosh, they're gonna do a swappable head, aren't they? Or at least a swappable half head. And we're gonna get some Muppets as well from Diamond Select. So yeah, that's a little bit more lighthearted. Getting Deadpool from Deadpool Wolverine. So yeah, Select. I thought Select showed off something else to get excited about. Well, it couldn't have been too exciting because I can't remember it. So there you go. Then they're also doing, well, they're showing off one of their Muppets there as well. That's great fun to see. And then let's go on over to Storm Collectibles. They're showing off their Street Fighter 3 figures from Storm Arena, 1/12 scale. Finally, Select. You've moved into the good Lord scale. It took you long enough, but these look terrific. Really, really gorgeous. I got a lot of time for Ken and Ryu. If they fill out the entire roster, that would be amazing. I don't know if it'll happen though, because Storm are not exactly famous for finishing their lineups. So time will tell on that. Marvel Legends fans are hearing that and being like, first time, huh? So yeah, we'll see. But in the meantime, Ken and Ryu, they're off to a very strong start. That's for sure. Storm also showed off their Baki Hanma figures as well, a couple of different characters from that anime. They look really great too. And also, this was, I think, a reveal, as opposed to these ones which we have seen announced before. We got Cobra from the classic old anime. He looks great. I really love what they've done with this guy over here. And then also we're getting Momotaro Tsurugi. What's he from? Sakagi Oto? I don't know. trying to garble my way through the words. I don't know, but if you do, you might be excited by him. But I think Cobra looks great though. I really do. Keeping it with Turtles, but going over to Super 7, they've shown off their glow-in-the-dark version of Wingnut and Screwloose. At first, I thought that was NECA, and then of course I recognized the box, and it's like, oh no, wait, that's Super 7. They both look very similar, simply because both companies are very good at recreating the cartoony images. This one's no exception. Possibly a little bit more gnarly, a little bit more gruesome than the NECA ones, who are a bit more cartoony, but these do look fun. Shop Culture Fly are also doing Transformers ice cream statues. I thought it was important to mention they are statues, before anyone thinks, ooh, Transformers ice cream, yum. I'm sure that must have been a thing in the 80s. I don't remember it, but you would have thought they would have done Transformers ice creams. But these, I don't know if anyone asked for them, but we've got them, and as bizarrely bonkers as they are, I kind of love them, actually. I don't need them. I don't know who does. But I think they're just a fun little oddity. I love that some of them even have little bites taken out of them, clearly by people who do not have sensitive teeth. I think this wins the prize for most random of reveals. And also from Shop Culture Fly, they are doing I was going to say full size. Probably not full size, because it would be full size in our hands, but Transformers' hands are bigger, so it would be very small. You know what I mean. They're doing the Matrix from Transformers 1. And as I've said so many times before, if you've not seen that movie in the cinema, then go see that movie in the cinema. It's amazing. Or just really good. Which, by Transformers standards, is amazing. We got a whole bunch of other Star Wars reveals as well, with official pictures too, so I'm going to read these off because Lord knows I don't know half of these characters. So for the Vintage Collection, we're getting Howler and Sabine Wren. Then from also the Vintage Collection, we're getting the Imperial Snowtrooper from the Hoth Battle. I know that guy. Also, we're getting Dr. Evazan from New Hope, is that it? From the Black Series, we're getting Clone Commander Cody. We're also getting Jod Na Nawad. He's one of my favorites. And then they're also getting Wim brackets at Atin. Okay. We're also getting Black Series Erin. We're getting Black Series Pirate Captain Brutus. brackets Port Borgo. I know that means something to someone. They're getting Black Series Neil at Atin. So is that a place? We're also getting Series KB. And finally, we're getting Jod Na Nawud in the Vintage Collection. I guess we had them in the Black Series. I can't keep up, but I can at least show you the pictures. If you know, you know. McFarlane have also revealed a super 90s looking Justice League. This, even for me not being a DC fan, I love my 90s, and it doesn't get more 90s than this Justice League. Unless Aquaman had his hook spear arm, then that would be full 90s. But yeah, I can see we're getting Aquaman, we're getting mullet Superman, we're getting a 90s or just, I guess, classic Flash. I mean, that is just kind of classic, the 90s look, isn't it? And then also we're getting Batman in his more sort of, I guess, like Tower of Babel type costume. I really like them. And I guess these are all going to have a Build-A-Figure of Darkseid. So it says fall 2024, which is now. So are these like dropping any minute now? Well, oh, maybe. I'll let you know when I find out. I don't know. McFarlane are also doing this huge 12-inch scale, very angry looking Swamp Thing in this red color scheme with all the flowers all over him. I don't know what the story is that he's from, but I'd be interested to read it just to find out what he's so mad about. And let's wrap this list up with what is arguably the biggest, and possibly literally, probably not literally, but one of the biggest reveals from Comic-Con. It is the Marvel Legends Sentinel. Not a Haslab, not a Kickstarter, not any other nickel and diming thing. You can just go onto Hasbro Pulse and order it. I told myself I wasn't going to redo this, so here we go. It looks like a beautifully realized version of the classic Sentinel. I don't like the aesthetic, but that doesn't mean that I'm saying it's bad, because it is a perfect rendition of that classic comic book Sentinel. They made a choice to go for that, and they've nailed it. So I won't be getting any because I just feel it just wouldn't vibe with the aesthetics of my collection. But if you want an OG classic Sentinel, they couldn't have made it look better than this. I don't think. You can gripe about price, you can gripe about different features and whatnot, which, I mean, we're happy to do. I mean, this is the internet. We love complaining. I make a living out of it. Well, I don't, but I'd like to. But I gotta call it like I see it. This is a lovely looking action figure. There you go. Didn't have any other word for it. And also, they didn't have any other action figures. That was a little bit disappointing. I was hoping to see another wave, a few more reveals, something, but it was just this big boy over here. I'm sure we're going to get a few more figures released before the end of the year, or revealed before the end of the year. But with this not being the case here at Comic-Con, I thought it was a little bit underwhelming for Marvel Legends. Since I'm not going to get this Sentinel, I don't think. The order window's still open. But in the meantime, I'm thinking, you know what? Hopefully, there's still going to be some more things from Marvel Legends to get me excited before the end of the year. And folks, that does it for the Model Behavior New York Comic Con Top 100 wrap-up. And I know what you're thinking, that probably wasn't anywhere near 100 items. Well, I did my best. Honestly, I don't know what number I finally landed on. I'll find out in the edit. But I want to say the biggest thank you to everyone out there who went to Comic-Con and chronicled all the stuff there. The names I checked off earlier, guys like the folks at Toy Shiz and Preternia and Find My Figures and all the people who just populated social media with your amazing photography, showing us what we have to look forward to. Thank you so much for that, guys. For goobers like me stuck on the other side of the world, you keep us informed and it means the world. So I would tell you all watching this to go and check out that social media, but chances are you already do. Also, big shout out to Lance on the Facebook group who posted a whole bunch of pictures of his own that he took when he was at Comic-Con. Dude, very much appreciated. Thanks for sending them my way. So gang, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, then give it the old thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And also, speaking of thanks, because I'm just throwing it out willy-nilly now, thank you so much to all the channel members as well. Guys, your support, it really does mean the world. So you guys keep the lights on, and I really am very, very grateful. All right, that's enough gratitude for now. Time to get back to work. Gang, thank you for watching. Ah, there you go. I had one more. And until next time, I did that too early. I'm all over the shop. Keep displaying model behavior.